둘, 셋.
안녕하세요. 레인보우가 떴습니다.
네, 여러분 먼저 저희들의 개인 소개 해드릴게요.
네, 안녕하세요. 레인보우의 러블리보라 정윤혜입니다. 반갑습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 레인보우에서 시크함과 도도함을 맡고 있는 노을이라고 합니다. 반갑습니다.
네, 여러분 안녕하세요. 레인보우의 카리스마 리더 김재경입니다. 반갑습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 엉뚱소녀 오승아입니다. 예쁘게 봐주세요. 네, 안녕하세요. 레인보우의 섹시 래퍼 고을입니다. 반갑습니다. 네, 안녕하세요. 레인보우의 볼메 김지숙입니다. 반갑습니다. 네, 안녕하세요. 레인보우 아찔한 막내 현영입니다. 반가워요.
네, 여러분 오늘이 스타리그 마지막 결승전이라고 들었는데요. 네, 결승전이니만큼 더욱더 어마어마하고 박진감 넘치는 경기가 이루어질 거라고 예상됩니다. 다음으로는 저희의 레인보우의 마하 들려드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
가졌음에도 불구하고 우승을 차지 못한 불은 세 번의 결승으로 우승하고 싶은 게 없고 최초의 4회 결승 진출의 위협과 더불어 결승전.
Hello and welcome to the Bacchus Offgamnet Starleague Finals. This is Kix, I'll be your caster for today. This is the first finals we've had throughout the entire of my SCPL tournaments, so this should be quite fun. This is between BoxeR and GoRush. I'm hoping my microphone is coming out fine, it looks like it is, so that's hopefully a good thing. And we're gonna sort of move ahead in a second, but of course this is going to be a TVZ, and the maps are going to be mirroring that of the old Starleague, the Bacchus 2010 Starleague, of course. So
최고만이 누릴 수 있는 명예, 우승을 통해서 전설이 된 이들.
I can't remember exactly where I stopped this video, but I think I stopped a little bit too late, so oh no, it's still fine. This would be like the player intros during the actual Starleague, but of course I don't have BoxeR and GoRush to get the video for this, so just showing off the cool trophy that the winner will win, of course. The OSL trophy, or in this case the BOSL, oh I guess it's still the OSL, it's just Offgamnet. And look at how fabulous it is right there. Really nice trophy. And this, as I said before, this is the first finals. I hope you guys all enjoy this. We'll go into the maps in just a second, and we'll get moving. This is a cool little intro.
영웅, 천재. 괴물, 사신.
Who is going to be the next name in this legacy? Of course, this is the Bacchus Offgamnet Starleague. So, although these are the previous OSL winners, these players are playing under the aliases of those players. So, is BoxeR gonna win his first Bacchus Offgame, or his first Offgamnet Starleague, living up to his name as an OSL winner, or is GoRush gonna succeed his protege, should I say, and move on and take his first OSL? We're gonna have to find out today, and to do that we are gonna have a best of 5. So as you can see, these are the maps. This is an SK Telecom T1 team kill. BoxeR, of course, and GoRush, both incredibly famous SK Telecom players. GoRush did go on to commentating, I do believe, and BoxeR ended up StarCraft 2, and then now he's a poker player. So both of these players moved on a lot. These are, of course, the players playing under the aliases, so it's obviously going to be slightly different. This is a Team Liquid community tournament, in case you didn't already realise. Just quickly before I get going, I'm just going to throw up the link to the live report thread in case you haven't seen it on TL. You don't have to post in there, but it'd be cool if you did. But throw up some support to the players that have played throughout this entire tournament, and they've been great sports. They've done a really good job of getting all their games played, and BoxeR and GoRush has proven that they are in fact worthy finalists. They had hard brackets to get up to this point. BoxeR was one of the hardest, and GoRush having a lot of CVP, but neither of these players outside of practice in the SKT group, they practice quite a lot together, and they do know each other's playstyles, so this is going to be a very interesting finals. A fake Coach Park actually gave an interview, which is linked in the thread as well, before the finals, to explain what he thought about his players and how he thinks the game's going to go. But of course, let's go into the player introductions. We do have, sorry, nearly forgot my Queen's English. we've got BoxeR here. He has gone undefeated entirely in the Starleague so far, so he's of course a very, very strong player. I would imagine since these are match stats, GoRush will also be 4-0, but in his games, he's like throughout STPL and BOSL, he's only lost once against Zerg. He has only played 3 times, but to have a 66% win rate, that is quite strong to start off with. And BoxeR showing that with the 3 games, there's not been too many games played so far in both the tournaments. So BoxeR's actually shown us TVZ off, whereas GoRush hasn't really had much of a chance against Terran. He's not actually played against Terran at all officially in the tournament, so that could reflect badly on him if BoxeR can use the extra practice he's had, whereas GoRush has spent a lot of time practicing PvZ, so that could actually factor into the things here. BoxeR, of course, in real life was a very, very famous Starleague player, Pro League player as well. Did win a very controversial finals against Yellow a long time ago where he bunker rushed 3 times in a row. So it'll be interesting to see if the player playing as BoxeR is going to take some hints from the player he's playing as and go for 3 bunker rushes. But this is of course a best of 5. Just going back to the map screen quickly, you'll see that we do start on Gladiator and we finish on Gladiator as well. So Gladiator could appear twice in the set. We then move on to Neo Aztec. It was Aztec back in the Bacchus Offgamnet, or Bacchus OSL back in 2010, but as Neo Aztec did replace Aztec and was slightly more balanced, I thought I'd use that version. So that is the one difference in the map pool. It's not too big of a difference, but it may factor into play, as Zerg I do believe was slightly better on normal Aztec than they were on Neo Aztec, so hopefully that won't come into things too much, but both players have, from what I understand, prepared map-specific strategies to use on each of these maps. So we're going to move from Neo Aztec onto Pathfinder, another great map. We've seen it quite a lot in the Bacchus Offgamnet Starleague so far, as it did appear quite a lot in the group stages, as the winner and losers matches at the round of 16 were all Pathfinder, so there's been a lot of games played on that map. We've also got Icarus after that, another somewhat unknown map. It was used in Pro League and the sorry, I keep saying my own tournament, the OSL, but it didn't actually get used for very long. It's not the most balanced map, but I don't think Terran really has too much of an advantage over Zerg, or vice versa, so the maps should in theory provide somewhat balanced games. I don't think there's any glaring map imbalances. Pathfinder is very good for Mutalisks, but if Terran prepares for it properly, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So I'm gonna throw up something I've put together from the OSL. Hopefully it loads properly, although it looks like my desktop has just crashed, which is not good. But here we go. I'm using the old Starleague intro because the finals intro, because it's really cool. I know Stork and Fancy aren't playing, but it's just a really cool video, so please do enjoy. And I forgot to throw it up, so I'm just gonna play it again. There we go. I'll shut up this time. So of course, we're back with the BOSL. We're going to move into the first game incredibly shortly. Just throwing up a cool little audience montage. The buttons on the blue fans may say Khan, but that's actually one of the blue SKT uniforms. Of course, there wasn't an SKT team kill OSL, especially for the Bacchus one, so I had to use what I could find. And we do have the players here. They are both ready. Of course, these are replays, so they've been ready anyway. They've been ready for a few days. But we're gonna get into the first cast. I hope you enjoy it, and let's see how these games go. For sticking with me, guys, and as you can see, there was a FESPA referee in this this game to start with. Both players were having trouble hosting, and it meant I had to like step in and help, and they had a bit of lag as well, so hopefully that does go away. But yeah, we do have down here in the tan, in the bottom right corner in the 5 o'clock position, we do have the player playing as SK Telecom T1's BoxeR. So the Emperor, of course, a very well-known player. The player playing as the Emperor as well, doing a pretty damn good job so far in this tournament. And up here in the top left is his teammate and close personal friend, the player playing as SK Telecom T1's GoRush. Well, yeah, I nearly said the name of the actual player there, that would have been bad. But yeah, we do have GoRush up in the top left corner. This is Gladiator, 4-player map, so the 4 corners. And we're gonna get, well, we're already in the game, so we can't really get any further. It looks like the lag continued on for just a little bit after the game started, because GoRush was saying he was gonna have trouble microing his muters, but hopefully that won't affect the finals too much, as of course we don't want games where the players were lagging. One of the players actually offered the other one a rematch after the first game due to the lag, but they said it was fine, so hopefully it's not going to be a big problem. But BoxeR does say it seems fine now, so thankfully I don't chat ban, otherwise they'd both be disqualified at this point, and it would be a farce of a tournament. So as you can see, BoxeR is going for his barracks on 11, relatively standard timing, not opting to go for any gas, so it doesn't look like we're going to see any early factory plays from him. No fantasy build coming out in the first game. Gladiator, of course, a very interesting map. There is a relatively easy third gas for the Zerg to take, but there is this Manolini as well. Just to point out what GoRush is doing, he is expanding, so he did go hatch first, and his pool's coming up now, so if BoxeR had gone for a proxy BBS, he'd be in a lot of trouble now, but thankfully for him, BoxeR choosing to respect his opponent, knowing they play a lot in practice, will also affect his decisions here as well, as BoxeR does know that GoRush can be a bit of an aggressive player, whereas BoxeR so far in the tournaments has shown that he's relatively conservative and plays very standardly, so BoxeR are going to use this opportunity to play standard again, and GoRush is going to use this to try and get a little bit of extra econ advantage early on. Looks like he's going to move up to 3 hatcheries, so we see a 3 hatchery play, which is somewhat of a new thing for GoRush in the tournaments. GoRush opts very often to go for something like 2 hatch Mulus or even 2 hatch Lurkers in CVP, so GoRush is going to show a more standard conservative style here. Maybe knowing it could be slightly laggy at this point still, he may not want to go for like a 2 hatch Mulus build, which requires extremely precise movement and also requires you to do damage. BoxeR's going to move out with his first 3 Marines here, feint a little bit of pressure, but GoRush doesn't actually have anything around his base for him to really push away. There are no Zerglings out at BoxeR's base yet, and this SCV will move in and scout to see that there's no actual defense up here, so we could actually see a BoxeR rush. Maybe it should be called that, but he is moving up another SCV here, so we could even see a bunker rush go down on this expansion. There's no sunken yet, and GoRush has only just now scouted those Marines with his Zerglings, so could we see a bunker go down? That could be incredibly annoying for GoRush to deal with, and there goes the bunker. So the player playing as BoxeR is not afraid of using those old strats, is going to start attacking these, or this hatchery, and this sunken is going to be incredibly late, and it's not actually going to be able to really go down. It'll actually be killed before it can be finished. So GoRush doesn't even manage to get a cancel there, knowing he'll lose the drone. But he is now pulling all of his drones up from his main. Well, he's leaving a couple there to mine, but the bunker is already completed. It's not in range of the hatchery, so this isn't as powerful as it could be of a bunker rush. But behind this it looks like BoxeR is expanding. His second command center is up, and he's moving into a more standard bionic play, so he does have his 2 barracks going up now, and these Marines are going to move up and try and do some damage to these drones up here trying to mine. And this bunker is going to make it incredibly annoying for GoRush to really deal with. He does have all these Zerglings, but he does have to overcommit to take out that bunker. So for now, while it's not in range of anything, he should be fine just sitting back. Maybe adding on a sunken there, but it looks like BoxeR pulling back entirely from the bunker without leaving 1 Marine to actually do some damage, make it look like there's more Marines in there than there actually is. And during this time, GoRush is going to move up to his spire, so GoRush is going to look to do a little bit of his own pressure in a minute, and it should be a little bit easier for him to do some damage. There was a bunker rush, of course, but it wasn't really overly committed, or he didn't overcommit to it, and he only really built the bunker, which, although it's been taken down now, it did what it needed to do. It pulled the drones away from mining for a while, and it delayed GoRush's spire ever so slightly, which does allow BoxeR to start adding on more barracks. He is going to get his academy up, which looks rather late actually, very late in fact, with his engineering bay as well, so we're going to see him go for stim, range, all the normal bionic things, probably going to add on +1 weapons as well. And GoRush is going to be rather annoying, try and deny any scouting with his Zerglings, scouting around for any hidden proxies. BoxeR showing that he's able to bunker rush now as well. Of course it did come late, so it didn't really do much damage, but he could be hiding a starport or 2 around the map. That'd be really cool to see. I do like 2-port Wraith, but if it was laggy it would make it a little bit awkward to play. So yeah, BoxeR is just adding on a lot of Marines, going to add on 3 medics, 4 medics in fact. Could even go for a very quick push here with his his academy is rather late, which means his stim should finish just before the Mulists arrive, but he's not going to be able to get range in time, I don't believe. The Mulists are popping out now, so there's no way range will be finished. So BoxeR is going to need to add on some turrets to help out in this Mulist defense, as these Mulists have a lot of nice area to try and abuse. This base is a little bit harder to attack, but BoxeR actually blocked himself off at the top and bottom really from getting behind his own minerals, so these Mulists could come in and do a little bit of extra damage there. BoxeR getting a really nice little spot on this Overlord means he's probably going to be more likely to expect the Mulists to fly in from that direction. Still opting not to add any turrets, feeling confident in his Marine control. He is now going up to 4 barracks with adding on his factory, and the Mulists are going to move in now once GoRush has got a few extra. Here we go. GoRush isn't in a necessary position where he needs to do a lot of damage, unlike if he was doing 2 Hatchmuir for example. So these Mulists should just be able to move in and pick up a little bit. These turrets came up at the absolute perfect timing there. BoxeR, knowing the timing of GoRush's Mulisks, is actually going to use his Marines to block off this Mulist from actually getting to the rest of the pack. And this is going to be very annoying for GoRush. He's not actually been able to do any damage with those Mulisks, which is something he'd love to be able to do. And these 2 Mulists as well could get picked off by the Marines, but luckily enough, GoRush does spot in time that they are going to have some trouble, and moves them out of the way. But he still finds himself in a position unable to really do any damage. He's going to send another Ling up here to make sure that no other units are coming out the base from that direction, but these Mulists could be trapped by these, or by the Marines and medics all around BoxeR's base. He's going to try and move in and do some damage, but that bunker there is going to be incredibly annoying for him to deal with. And even though BoxeR's range was late, it hasn't really mattered because he did get the turrets up in time. His starport's now going up, and he's forced a lot of GoRush has forced a lot of stims, does cancel the starport for now, and he's going to move up and try and do some extra damage. The 3 turrets there are going to pick off 1 Muir. They could even get another one if GoRush isn't careful, but he is moving back, and it looks like BoxeR is trying to set up a trap. He's moving Marines to cover the 3 exit paths of the Mulists. There's even medics here, but they're not going to really be able to do anything, and GoRush is finding his Mulists actually trapped here. He needs to move them, or they could all be toast. He's going to try and move up and finds that there are Marines there, and this is going to be a really nice move by BoxeR. He does actually get one Mulist for free there, and damages another one quite a lot, so GoRush is going to do what he can to try and move away, but the time for BoxeR to worry about damage is done, and GoRush is going to have to fly his Mulist back home, try and be a little bit more active on the map with other units, and hope that he can get up this third in time and keep it safe. He does have his hatchery going up now. He doesn't have any hydralisks to get lurkers over there at the moment, but his hydralisk den is up and it looks like he's researching lurkers, so BoxeR's going to use this opportunity to actually move out on the map with his first couple of tanks, or in this case actually just one tank. The other tank is now moving, and with a lowish, or a rather low muteless count, GoRush is actually going to have a bit of a hard time dealing with this. BoxeR isn't pushing the perfect path because he's not actually going to be able to stop this base going up. He did just scan it though, so BoxeR knows where the base is going to be up, and he's going to try and commit to taking out the main and natural here, so this is going to be a very clutch defense for GoRush. GoRush has his lurkers in the middle of the map. They're not in a perfect place. The Marines are going to move down, and the lurkers need to quickly burrow or they're going to find themselves in a lot of trouble, but they're not burrowed in a perfect position. A scan does go down, the lurker's going to run away, but they're going to need to be able to try and get home, and I don't think they're going to be able to. There is this high ground here, but it's not going to help. BoxeR's going to take it with his units, and these lurkers are going to find themselves in a very awkward position, cut away from the main army, and trying to morph in more lurkers here. GoRush is. He does have Sunkens and Zerglings up here, but it's not really going to be enough. The tanks at the Zerglings that were idling there, they get hit by the tank and they start running in. He's going to try and move in and commit to this, but he doesn't have enough units to really take this out. And although he set up the lurkers behind here to do some damage, these Marines are going to move into the Sunkens, and luckily for him the medics were out of position, so although he's still in a bit of an awkward place here. BoxeR is now going to take this mineral only, a rather interesting choice but very useful for a bio player to take. He is still on 4 barracks, and he's going to start adding on his vessels soon. But the Marines are going to move up and try and commit to the Sunkens, and he's going to move in. GoRush is going to move in the lurkers behind. They're going to kill the tanks, and they could actually get these Marines here. The Marines are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and the lurkers do actually take out the majority of the Marines, and all that's left is going to move in, and they're going to be able to do some extra damage on the overlords here. But I think the time that BoxeR's push can actually do damage is done, and now GoRush is going to be able to stabilize and slowly take it, or slowly regain control over the map and his third base. So BoxeR's push didn't really do enough damage there for a timing push, and he may find himself in a lot of trouble. Some good Marine control there does take out an extra lurker, and this medic is tanking for all the Marines there. Actually, that's really nice, but these Marines will get taken out, and the medics have got nowhere to run, so they will also die. They're gonna just stay alive for as long as they can, but as I say that, they die. So using this, BoxeR has lost his first force, but it looks like he has been macroing very well at home. He does have a huge force moving up to the third. There is a very nice ramp you can defend, but it is of course downhill, so this isn't the perfect place for GoRush to hold, but of course it is going to be useful to hold against bio. There is just a huge stream of bio and tanks moving across the map, and GoRush is going to do what he can to try and either cut them off or go for a base trade here, but BoxeR's done a really good job here of building a couple of extra bunkers to defend against this, and BoxeR's going to fight very hard to get down this ramp. So GoRush's actually done a really nice thing and built his Nidus Canal. Rather than going for some form of base trade, he is going to move up behind the army of BoxeR and try and sandwich it in between. These tanks are going to do their best to stop the lurkers from the front, but they're not going to be able to defend them behind. And the Lings and lurkers moving up. There is only one Sunken here, so that's not actually going to be able to stay alive. For some reason, BoxeR does choose to change his target, and GoRush is finding himself in an awkward position. He's not going to be able to save this base. His Nidus will go down, and he's going to have to try and slowly push up the lurkers like he's siege tank pushing. But the bio is in just too good of a spread, and his lurkers are in a line, so BoxeR's done a good job without realizing of crossing the T, although these bio forces are going to find themselves trapped. And it looks like GoRush is going to send out another drone, because he does actually have this base down here, so back on even bases. But BoxeR is of course in the advantage now. He does have part of his army trapped up here, which is going to be incredibly annoying for him to deal with, but at home he's been busy macroing up another force, and GoRush is finding himself with a lot of Lings and not a lot of much else. So He's going to continue to add on lurkers, adding on some more creep colonies to his main. A bit worried about losing his natural, which could be devastating. And he's going to try and do what he can to do a little bit of damage with some lings, but there's just too much BoxeR down here. And BoxeR is actually going to take a 4th base. These 2 lings are going to move in and scout this though, which is incredibly annoying for BoxeR, but with the size of his army and the size of GoRush's, BoxeR can actually just take this base if he wants. He's going to move up his, most of his force up here to defend this, and he'll probably send another SCV. And there we go, we do see the SCV going out, so he knew exactly what was going on. Not missing anything simple like that, so GoRush doing a good job of trying to deny that, but there's not really going to be anything he can do to stop this now. He lost his Mulists, I do believe, somewhere. I can't find them anymore. And that's going to be incredibly annoying. He's not going for Great Aspire, so he's not going to add on any Guardians. Guardians are actually very good on this map, but now we see BoxeR going into a more traditional mech switch by the looks of it. He's going to add on his vultures with mines, and he's going to start adding on more factories as well. So BoxeR going for a more modern, somewhat standard play. Mech switch is very, very powerful against Zerg, especially if you go into the mid game and the later stage of the game with an advantage which BoxeR has, and by taking this 3rd base, this mech switch is going to be very powerful, and it's going to be very difficult for GoRush to actually deal with. GoRush is doing what he can, but due to losing all his units on a few occasions, is finding himself quite far down in supply, and these mines just everywhere. BoxeR doing a really good job of spreading his mines around. Is going to find himself in a bit of an awkward position. He's going to try and move up lings up here to try and deny this base. It is forced to lift, but it's just not going to be enough. BoxeR sending his whole army, and a poor Defiler is going to find himself stuck. He does try and get some lurkers on the swarm. He gets some really nice swarms down, but there's not really enough there to actually make use of the swarm. And the mines there are going to make it really annoying for him to push up as well. So GoRush actually suiciding the rest of his army. Does have 1 lurker left under swarm, but it does go, or he had 2, but 1 died to irradiate. And GoRush is finding himself in a very awkward position again. He's not really mining from his 3rd base yet. His main is nearly mined out, and he doesn't look like he's going to be able to take a 4th base very safely. He does have this base going up, but if BoxeR sends some vultures over here, he actually could actually do a lot of damage. BoxeR's still with a few units up here. GoRush is going to try and take them out because he most likely wants to take that base, and BoxeR's going to try and move some units up here again, but these 2 high ground lurkers are going to make that really annoying. He does lose the majority of his marines there, and some Scourge try to go in to snipe the vessels. They do kill one. One goes down, and the vessel goes down, so that's a very nice pick off by GoRush. He does kill all the bio that was here, and these 2 medics, showing how powerful they are when they heal each other, do actually survive a lot longer than I was expecting. And GoRush is going to use this opportunity now to try and rebuild his forces, but he doesn't really have an answer to all of these vultures. He doesn't really have the money to go into Ultras yet. He is getting his Ultras Cavern, and I do believe that's Plague, although I'm not entirely sure of the icons because I don't play Zerg. So he's going to try and get a mine drag here. A mine does go down, kills about 5 vultures, so it does allow him to actually get up his lurkers on this high ground. But BoxeR is trying to move to the north to secure some more bases, and he could just move over to the left now and do an insane amount of damage against a GoRush who doesn't really have any defense. He's going to try and add some creep colonies, but these vultures are going to run straight past, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to the drones that are trying to mine here. He's actually going to opt to kill the drones up here first. But with all these vultures moving in, they're actually going to be able to kill these creep colonies before they morph, so there's not really anything GoRush can do to defend these bases now. He doesn't have many units. He has lurkers sort of dotted around the map here, but they're not really going to help him in this fight. He needs them here to engage and defend this base. He's actually going to put down a swarm on the ramp, which is very good. He does move up his lings, but the lings are just going to move out and die, so while these vultures aren't going to be able to kill the base very easily, these tanks and this bio most certainly will. And GoRush really does need to get some swarm down here and some lurkers under here. He does. Here we go. I do believe there are the lurkers coming in. No, there are more links coming in. So he doesn't really have enough lurkers to defend the bottom of this ramp. He does lose his 4th, which is huge considering BoxeR has his and mining. And GoRush is going to try and take another base, just playing pop-up Zerg up here, taking as many bases as he can. He's losing a base, building another one. but he finds himself really far behind. He's going to do what he can to try and pull his way back into the game. The Defiler does nearly get away, but it doesn't, and that's going to be incredibly annoying for him. But the Lings are just moving out into the concentrated fire of the Marines, and this Defiler needs to move away or he's going to lose this as well, and that'll be huge, because without this Defiler he cannot defend this base. BoxeR is doing a really good job of moving up on the east side of the map, actually doing some more damage, killing all the lurkers that were died around, and I do believe that's actually most, if not all, of GoRush's army that he's actually killed. He does actually manage to move up some lurkers onto this ramp with an extra Defiler. The Defiler does find itself getting irradiated, but it does actually manage to put down another nice swarm, so he will be able to take this high ground back above the ramp, and some cracklings actually take out a lot of Marines there, so that's going to help him. But he's going to have a hard time dealing with BoxeR, who now has a base up here as well, and GoRush is finding himself really far down in supply, and having a lot of trouble actually finding his place on the map, and this is going to be incredibly difficult for him. He's going to BoxeR's now going to keep moving his vultures around to lay mines, and it's going to make it incredibly difficult. A plague does go down, but it only hits 3 vultures, which is not great. It does hit the mines, but that doesn't really help. And GoRush is in a lot of trouble. BoxeR showing a commanding advantage in this game, and now with the power of mech starting to kick in with 1-1 against the 2-0 and 2-1 of Zerg, he's going to have a lot of trouble here. He has actually gone into Ultralisk, but he doesn't really have enough money to really support them. And this base up here isn't mining yet, so GoRush is having a lot of trouble. He's adding Sunkens to try and defend the ramp, but without any units, Sunkens aren't that great. They're not as good as, say for example, Spine Crawlers in StarCraft 2, where you can just spam them everywhere and hope for the best. They do actually have to be at the base in the creep, and they're not that powerful. I mean, they are strong, but not against a mech army, and that's what BoxeR is slowly building up. He's continued to build Marines, which is actually very useful, especially if GoRush was to do a Guardian switch or a Mutalist switch, but without any money, he's not going to be able to afford that, and there is a Greater Spy yet, so GoRush is going to try and move up here with some Lings, unaware that this huge army is on the top of this mountain here, and that's going to be more supply that GoRush can't really afford to lose. And BoxeR is just going to continue to cement his lead in the game. He's not pushing. He doesn't really need to push anymore. He's set GoRush far enough back, and he's just going to use this opportunity to just continue macroing up. He's going to move a huge train of SUVs up here to this top base. He's going to scan down there again and find out that GoRush has built that base again, and there's not really enough to defend it again. But a very, very nice Dark Swarm does go down. But the Vultures are just going to be able to do what they can to the drone line, and this one Ultralisk is not going to be enough to defend it. One of the drones actually turns around to try and fight, doesn't do enough damage, and surprisingly enough, the Ultralisk and the single Sunken Colony actually does a very good job of tidying that up, but the Lings are trying to move across to do a counter-attack, and they do soak up most of the mines, but there is a huge amount of mines here. BoxeR knows exactly what he's doing, does kill the Ultralisk counter-attack, and even though GoRush is sending more Lings, they're just going to run this list mine here, and oh my god, a huge mine goes down, kills the last... I've said this before, but that most certainly is like the last bastion, and GG is called. Very well played by BoxeR. GoRush put up a decent fight, but it wasn't enough. And we're going to move on to the next game in just